Hi guys, welcome back to prom week, and this is going to be look number 4, and this is my all green beauty makeup prom look, and it's also a slight first impressions as well, because in my last green beauty first impressions I did say I picked up another product, but I wanted to save it for this week, and it is this product right here. So it's the Pacifica Solar Complete Colour Mineral Palette. So this has eyeshadows, bronzer, blusher and highlighters in, so I thought it would be a good way of testing this product out. And I've got a few other green beauty products that you would have seen before, and I am using just one Lily Lola product because there was something I didn't have a different green beauty product for. So yeah, so I'm not actually 100% sure kind of what eye look I'm going for in this prom look. So if you're interested to see what kind of makeup look I come up with for prom look number 4, and also my thoughts on this palette, then just keep watching. Okay, so as you know, I like to use concealer just to prep and prime my eyes. Now the only concealer I have that's green beauty is my Lily Lola one, so I'm going to use this, just dust this over the lids just to kind of cancel out any darkness and any discoloration, create a kind of like a blank canvas for the rest of the eyeshadows. Okay, so then jumping into this palette, so I'm going to start with eyes first, kind of as I usually do, just in case I get fallout with this, because like I said, I've never tried this palette before. So that's what it comes like. It's actually quite lightweight considering it's quite a thick out package. It's kind of like a book, and these are the shades. So you get 6 eyeshadows, a blusher, a bronzer and 3 highlighters, and I think these are all, yeah, they're cream highlighters. So that's kind of the eyeshadow range I've got. Now I'm just deciding what colours I want to use, because I've already done like a green look, I've done gold, I've done pink, I've kind of done all these colours, so I think I'm going to actually focus on browns, and do like a brown smoky eye, because I don't think I've done a full brown smoky eye yet. So yeah, so actually to act as a transition shade, because there isn't, these are all kind of, they're not all shimmers, but they've all like a satin finish, not completely matte, apart from probably this pink one just here. So I'm actually going to go with this bronzer here because it is actually pretty matte, and I use this as my, no I'm not, I'm going to take the blusher actually as my transition shade, I've decided, because it's kind of a nice peach toned blush, and I think that'd work quite well actually as transition. Unfortunately this doesn't have a mirror with it, so I'm going to have to find a mirror. Okay, so I do have to tap off the brush because there is a little bit of fallout, but we'll just go in. And obviously this isn't meant to be for eyeshadows, but I have used blusher in the past as eyeshadows and things like that. Okay, so for blush, that is a very, I'd say a quite pigmented blusher. It's very nice. Like I said, it's like a peachy tone, so it kind of works quite well as a transition shade. Okay, I'm then going to go with this deep brown shade here, which I think is called Sandalwood, and it has, like I said, they're not shimmers, but they've got a nice satin sheen to them. I think it's really pretty. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to pop this all over the lid. Okay, so, oh, that's better. I was about to say they're not very pigmented, it wasn't really coming off. Might just switch up brush to see if that makes a difference. Maybe a flat brush doesn't really work with these shadows, I don't know. Okay, so I definitely think a fluffier brush works slightly better with these shadows rather than a flat brush. Yeah, again, a lot of fallout with these eyeshadows, but that's fine. To perhaps see why I did my eyes first. It has a slight sheen to it. It's actually looking quite matte on the lid, but there is a slight, ever so slight sheen, which is quite nice. And then over the top, I think I'm going to go with this shade just here. This is the shade Treasure. It's a beautiful kind of bronzy gold tone. I think I might use my finger. Oh, it feels really nice. Creamy. Oh, okay. Hang on. Oh wow, so maybe these work better with your fingers then. Let me I just want to pop a little bit over the top. Oh wow, that's really pretty. Yeah, so maybe these shadows work best with your fingers then. But that is such a pretty combination, those two browns, one on top of each other. I really like that. That is a really beautiful shade. I really like that. Ooh, okay, so I was just swatching to see if I wanted to add a highlight to my brow bone. I'm just swatch this shade here, which is the shade Glow. Oh, hang on, I don't think I'll see this. Okay, so it's not the most intense, but it has some like iridescence to it. That is really pretty. But I don't think I want it as my brow bone highlight, but that is definitely a very beautiful shade. Actually, I might pop that on my inner corners later once I've done my concealer. So I might just swatch a few of the other shades for you because I think that's all the shades I'm going to use for my eyes. So we've got this blue one here, which is the shade Mermaid Aqua. So the box is down there with all the shade names on, that's why I'm looking down there. So that's Mermaid Aqua, a really beautiful kind of bluey green colour. We've got the shade Coral, which is beautiful peachy corally tone. Which is that one just above. Oh, that's actually a pretty combination, those two. And then finally you've got this shade here, which is the shade Neptune, which is that shade there. Actually, all three of those make actually a beautiful combination. That'd be quite a cool summer look, those three. So I definitely will be using these eyeshadows again. But yeah, I think for now I'm going to leave my eyes and then move on to my face quickly. So I don't have a primer, but I would highly recommend if you have a Green Beauty primer to use that, because obviously this prom you want your makeup to last all night long. So if I had a Green Beauty primer I would definitely use it, but I don't, so I'll just have to skip it for now. But I'm going to go with foundation, and this is the foundation I used in my first impressions last time. This is the Beauty Without Cruelty, I think it's called the Natural Foundation. I'm in the shade Fair. I'm literally going to, this is quite a light coverage I say, but it was one that you can kind of build up. So I've done the rest of my prom makeups have been slightly more full coverage, so this one's going to be slightly lighter coverage. I do wish I'd gone with the sheer shade, which is the one down below, because I feel like even though this is fair, it's definitely not quite the right shade. Well, I'll know for next time when I repurchase this to go the one below. But I can just fix that by bronzing up my neck, so it's not a big deal. And if I can see, I'm going to have to go back in with that Lily Lolo Barely Beige concealer. I have to say, with these Lily Lolo mineral concealers, I'm surprised how well they work over top of like liquid foundations. I don't know why I thought there would be a problem, but I just think they work so well. And even like any foundation that I use that's a liquid form, it just sits really nicely. It doesn't go patchy, because that's kind of the feeling I thought was going to happen, but it just sits really beautifully there. And actually, because this is slightly lighter than the foundation, I can kind of highlight as well with it, so it kind of balances out the, kind of sorts out how the foundation doesn't quite match my skin. So that is a trick. If you get like a foundation that's maybe a shade a bit too dark for you, so if you're someone like me who struggles with, if you're quite fair and struggles to find the right shade, by highlighting the centre of your face and then bronzing up your neck, it just kind of helps balance out that situation. Obviously if you've gone really, like if you've gone way too dark for your skin, it may be a bit more difficult, but you can see the fact that it's highlighted my face, centre of my face, that concealer, it's just kind of helped balance everything out, and the foundation doesn't look quite as dark as it did before. Obviously the neck's still not quite right, but I can bronze up like I said. So quickly going back to the eyes, and do you know what, I think I might just keep the eyeshadow on the upper lid rather than having anything on the lower lash line, because I think sometimes that can look really pretty having stuff on the lid and stuff, but nothing on the lower lash line. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I may change my mind when I've kind of finished the look off. But for mascara, I'm using the BHB Natural Mascara in black. Again, did a first impression of this one. I really love this mascara. And actually I got a comment asking whether it was better than the Lily Lolo mascara, and at the moment I'd say definitely yes. The girl did say that she found after a month the Lily Lolo one does get a bit thick and clumpy, which I agree with. Obviously I can't say if that happens with this one because I haven't had it a month, but I'd say straight away, like the lengthening that it gives to my lashes and just the way it coats my lashes is definitely better than the Lily Lolo one. I also got a comment on that video testing this out asking if I could test out more PHB ethical beauty products because it is halal certified, and the girl or woman that commented is a Muslim, and halal certified basically means, I had to look this up just to make sure I got it right, but so it means it's free from any component that that Muslims are prohibited from consuming according to Islamic law, basically. And I definitely will be trying out more products because the ones I've tried so far I have really liked. Okay, so that's my upper lashes coated. I absolutely love this mascara. It's like one of those mascaras you don't need to go in false eyelashes. I mean, I do naturally have quite long eyelashes, which helps, and I'm very lucky for that. But I think in general it's just a really amazing mascara, and definitely don't need false eyelashes for this one. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think I'm just going to completely leave the lower lash line bare for now, because I think, like I said, I think it can look really pretty just having stuff on the upper section of the eye and leaving the lower section bare. So I'm going to go back into this palette here, taking the bronzer here and just bronzing up my entire face, and also bronzing up the neck to help everything match and see how this looks. Now obviously before you went in with bronzing your skin you would go in with some powder just to set the foundation in place, help it last all day long, but I don't own a Green Beauty powder, so I haven't done it in this video, but that is something I'd highly recommend. I'd say it's maybe a bit on the orange side for my skin tone, just ever so slightly. But like I said, this hasn't got any shimmer in it, which is quite nice if you don't like shimmer in your bronzer. Okay, so that's the bronzer on my skin. Like I said, I think it probably is a little bit too warm for my skin tone. It's looking a little orange, but I still think it really melts into the skin really nicely, sits on top of the foundation really nicely and stuff like that. So I think it's just the shade for my skin tone, but everything else is really great about that bronzer. Then going with this blusher called Flushed, which like I said is kind of more of a peachy, bronzy toned blusher. And I know I'm just going to tap it onto the back of my hand because I know it's relatively pigmented from testing it on my eyes. I don't want to look like a clown. Yeah, it's definitely more on the peachy, bronzy side, which is great if you like that kind of look. I mean, I like my peach tone blushes over my pink tone blushes. So I think it's a really pretty brusher. Like I said, I've clearly gone quite bronze with this look today on the skin, unintentionally. That's okay, I'm just testing out products. I have to say though, tomorrow's video is a bronzy look, so just bear in mind. Okay, now on to highlighters. So like I said, you've got 3 cream highlighters here. You've got the shades Gold Dust, Island Rose and Pink Opal. I think I'm just going to quickly swatch these all first. Like I said, they're slightly more on the creamier side. Well, they kind of feel like powder to start with, which is weird. It's like the first layer is powder and then you get down to the cream. Okay, so that's what they look like. Not the most, well, the Pink Opal doesn't look the most pigmented, but I can't imagine that suit my skin tone much, but we'll just have to see. So we've got, oh, that's pretty. So that was Gold Dust, Island Rose, okay, Pink Opal, which you can't really see. Gold Dust is definitely the most pigmented. I think it's really beautiful. The other two, not so much, in all honesty. I think they probably make great blush toppers, but as highlighters alone, I don't think, no, especially not for my skin tone, they'd work. So I'm going to go in with the Gold Dust, and I think I'm just going to go in and use my fingers to apply this to all the usual areas. So it's really easy to apply. Definitely finger or possibly a beauty blender would work really well with this, or some kind of sponge. That's really pretty. A bit down my nose. Just put a little bit above the brow. That's pretty. So it's giving a really nice glow to the skin. Like I said, I'm not sure quite how you would work with the other two shades. But yeah, that gold one, definitely a very beautiful colour, highlighting shade. Really love that one. Just not sure what I'd do with these two. I don't know if they'd work for cream eyeshadows, maybe. Yes, I will try that out at some point, but yeah, I love that gold highlight. So overall, this palette I think is really nice. I think the eyeshadows are really pretty. I think the ones you have to kind of work with your fingers rather than a brush, or a fluffy brush, not a flat top brush. I think the blush is really pretty. These are both very pigmented, the blush and the bronzer. I think the bronzer maybe was a little bit too orange for my skin tone. But for someone maybe deeper, it would look really nice. Love this gold highlighter. It's really pigmented, really creamy. These two are just really creamy as well, but they're just not very pigmented, and I just don't think they'd suit my skin tone. Like I said, maybe I'll try for a cream eyeshadow at some point, but overall I think this palette's really, really pretty. I'll leave it linked down below with the prices as well, because I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Okay, all that is left to do is lips. Now I'm going to give two lip options, because the lip I was going to go for was that lipstick that I tried out last time. But if I do that, because I filmed this is the last makeup look I filmed at the 5, I know tomorrow's is a red lip as well, and it's going to look very similar otherwise. So I will just quickly show you what it's like with the orangey red lip, but then I'll go in with a different lip afterwards. Okay, so that's the Beauty Without Cruelty Sweet Apricot shade. Actually, it's not that similar to tomorrow's look. Tomorrow's got a bit more of a red lip, it's a bit more orange, but I'll still show you the other lip option as well. So this is a potential one. It's a beautiful orange colour, slight golden hue, which really fits in with the whole kind of bronzy theme that's going on here. Really comfortable on the lips. This is one that doesn't last, like if you start eating it will come off with this one, but still an equally beautiful shade, and I think it works perfectly with this makeup look. But I am going to show you lip option number 2 as well. Okay, so for lip option number 2, so again slightly on the peachy side, but a bit more of a nude tone to it. So this is the PHB Natural Organic Lip Crayon in the shade Peach. Oh, probably should sharpen this, but I don't have a sharpener, so just have to roll with that one. Okay, so that's the lip liner on. I've applied it all over the lips because I like to do it with lip liners. It just helps last a bit longer. It's a really beautiful peach shade, similar tone to the lipstick, it's just not as bright. So it kind of depends on what you're comfortable with and what your preference is. If you like a bright lip, then go for the other one, but if you like a bit more of a toned down lip, then this one is great. This works really well for a bronzy look again, and it's kind of like, I love this kind of colour as well. And then to top it off, I'm going with the PHB Natural Lip Gloss. This is in the shade Apricot. It's a really beautiful lip gloss, more of a lip oil I'd say than lip gloss, and it just has a real nice shimmer to it. So again, depending on your preference, you don't have to go in with this on top. You can keep it matte, or you can add a gloss. And like I said, it feels more like a lip oil than a lip gloss, so it's not sticky at all, which I love. And yeah, so that is lip option number 2, and I think it's really pretty. Well, both are really pretty, but I really like this lip colour with the eyes. It's not too over the top, and I think I am going to keep the lower lash line completely bare. I think it looks very pretty like this. So now, something I'd recommend, again I don't have this product so I can't do it, but I would do it just to help the makeup last longer, is I'd go in some kind of fixing spray. I know Lily Lolo do a fixing mist, I just don't own it. But if you've got any other green beauty fixing mist, I'd definitely recommend going with it now, just to make sure everything stays in place all night long. So this is prom look number 4 completed. Like I said, it was sort of first impressions as well with that palette from Pacifica. Really like that palette. It was just a couple of the highlighting shades weren't that pigmented, didn't really work for my skin tone. And again, the bronzer, really beautiful in terms of the formulation and stuff. It's just the colour wasn't quite right, I don't think, for my skin tone. That's the only problem, but everything else, amazing. I'll definitely be using that palette again, and I'll definitely try out those eyeshadows, because I thought that gold, that peachy tone and the blue looked really beautiful together, so I want to create some kind of fun summer look with that at some point, so let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But yeah, this is the makeup look completed. Like I say, you don't have to use this for prom. If you're not going to prom, you can still rock this look. It's really beautiful, not too over the top I don't think, so really easy to wear and quite simple to do I think. I just think, yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Keep your Green Beauty products recommendations coming, I really appreciate that. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you with prom look number 5 tomorrow.